Hello, it's Kinninigan. I'm going to explain to you in less than 5 minutes what the alien gray Archon agenda is and where it comes from. Because if you really want the real answer, all you got to do is read Black Magic texts themselves, and you get all the answers you're looking for. Which is why I never understood for years. Well, I know why. A lot of deep state shills that push conspiracy theories or for the deep state, they could never figure out simple things like what is lamb. Lamb is the alien gray Archon shown by Aleister Crowley, who channeled him a text called the Book of the Law, where we get the word abracadabra from. Jay, sound familiar? Harry Potter. Side note about the Harry Potter legacy thing and J.K. Rowling. It's another reason why I have no respect for the deep state because, in all honesty, it would have made more sense for them to roll with the agenda that J.K. Rowling was accused of years ago, which was indoctrinating children into the occult and Satanism with her Harry Potter books, which would have served a bigger agenda for the New World Order. But no, they had to double down with the one agenda. And if you want to know what that agenda is about, the trans thing, all right, Patreon. I re-uploaded my Aleister Crowley Sex Magic lecture on here. People ask, well, why did I do that? Why? Because right from the teachings of Aleister Crowley, I teach you why they do that agenda. It has more. Um, as a side note, once you do that, you cannot become a black magician because you cannot activate your sex chakra. I don't care what these asshats tell you out there. That's another side effect of that. Yes, this is why eunuchs were around Chinese emperors at the time because they were so paranoid then. You had to be a eunuch and basically castrated, or if you're a woman, what they do in Islam still, which is, I know it's disgusting, they actually cut their clitoris out. There's a reason for that. That's so these people can't become arcane threats to the ruling elite. That's why the idea of eunuchs came about. And you see that in Game of Thrones with Varys. You know how he's a well respected advisor to the king, but Varys doesn't have any testicles. And there's actually a metaphor in that story about Varys in Game of Thrones through George R. R. Martin, who without a doubt is a Mason. I don't even doubt that one. Um, how he was cursed by a quote unquote wizard who did some black magic spell on him when he burned his testicles in the fire. Um, yeah, and then there's some other aspects such as depopulation, and but that's why I can't take these people serious. Whatever. But okay, so Lamb. What is Lamb? You know, for years, many people couldn't figure this out. Who is Lamb? Well, he's one of the Archons from the Lesser Key of Solomon. His number is 71, the way. Lamb is the Tibetan word for way or path. The Lama is he who goeth, the specific title of the gods of Egypt. The treader of the path, the Buddhist. Look, Lamb is not Tibetan or Buddhist. That's a bunch of BS. It's more subversion into um, Buddhism isn't really religion more as it is a theological way of life. Here's the biggest clue right here. Its numerical value is 71. It's Lamb is not male or female. It's an it. They are androgynous. That's very important when you can understand that. Its numerical value is 71, the number of this book. And for many years, well, I'll tell you why, because all right, so you go to the Lesser Key of Solomon. This is the actual Grimoire, written by Aleister Crowley and S.L. McGregor Matthews. There are 72 demons in here. Yeah, here goes the reptilian serpent right at the. Here's the invocation. Thee I invoke, the bornless one, thee that discreate earth and heavens. Yeah, this whole freaking thing you gotta memorize. This is why I have no respect for demons. They're a bunch of drama queens with all this You got to do these cleansing rituals and memorize all these things and do these big epic ceremonial magic things. When as a Christian we can invoke the name of Jesus without any special requirements. Yeah, you heard that. That's another. Yeah. Why do you think? Why do you think the deep state hates me? I insult their their beliefs every day because of how idiotic they are. Um. Oh, and there's a warning at the beginning of the Book of the Law, which I'll explain to you in a second. That basically tells you by following this book, you're doing it at your own quote unquote free will. I told you, demons have no power over you unless you do it under your own quote unquote free will. No one made you go out and get the sticky thing. That was done under your quote own free will. If you're going to accept the false flag alien agenda, that's under your quote own free will. It's very important because apparently there are laws in the demonic realm, and whereas Democrats and liberals operate without laws, apparently, demons actually have laws that they have to adhere to, which is yeah, just another tangent. I'm not going to go off now. Yeah, who'd have thought? So you go in here. There are 72 demons. The first one is Baal. Sound familiar? And these are the symbols. Now, a lot of people told me these look like the symbols used in electronic circuit boards. Yes, yes, they are. And I told you the occult is ruled by electromagnetics. So these are, every one of the archons has a casting symbol, and there are 72 of them. These archons look like little alien grays. These are the aliens that they're going to try to push forward in their false flag invasion. So if you want to sit there and go, oh, they're not aliens, they're demons, you're actually correct. The archons are not reptilians. They are a product of the reptilians, and it just goes more in line with their bioengineering ability. My theory is they cannot feed Lush off the Archons, or they would have attempted to. They weren't able to do it until they created us, which gave us a human soul, which in that process, and I'm covering in my book, makes a lot of sense. It gave us the human emotion of love, which they absolutely despise. They cannot stand the love between, and listen, a natural man and a natural woman, which is what they are destroying right now. They see themselves as above us because they are androgynous. They don't need to depend on a partner to reproduce. And quite honestly, I think they're jealous of the human emotion of love because no one, they want to experience it. They want to be worshipped as gods, but they do it through subversive means, and it winds up making people hate them more. Well, what do you expect from an invasive alien parasitic species and the Archons? So when you go to the Lesser Key of Solomon, it tells you more or less that Lamb is, his name is Dandelion. I found a Masonic shill years ago on a YouTube channel under, I used to not call out names. Anyone ever hear of Dark Outpost with Dave Zublek? He had a Freemason whistleblower on his show, and the Freemason whistleblower was using the name Dandelion. And I knew that the guy was full of shit because I know where that word came from. How is someone blowing the whistle on the occult using the name of an archon? Yeah, whatever. That'd be like me calling myself Marduk on my YouTube channel, saying I'm exposing reptilians and my name is Marduk. No, I actually use the word that reptilians can't pronounce. So let me read to you number 7-1. Now, every one of these demons supposedly does different things. For example, Aleister Crowley used to use one of these when he needed money. Now, I'll ask for donations on my YouTube channel, but I will never convert with demons for sex, money, and power. So I hope people understand that. Yeah, so each of the demons has a different specific purpose. Now, Dandelion, number 7-1. That is the number of Lamb. This is really important. The 71st spirit is Dandelion. He is a duke, great and mighty, appearing in the form of a man with many countenances, all men and women's faces. He hath a book in his right hand. All men and women's faces. Androgynism. And he hath a book in his right hand. What book is that? It is the book of the law. I'm going to have to redo a video on the book of the law. I can put that on YouTube because I don't have to talk about the trans agenda in the book of the law. That's covered in my Crowley video. You could sign up to Patreon. $1 a month and you can get that lecture alone. In all honesty, is worth $1. It's over an hour. I go into things in there. It's pretty much to the point. And I explain more of the sex magic and what it is in there, and a few other agendas. Now, the book of the law isn't very long, but I covered it. I lost the video, obviously, on my other channel. But you want to know what the last line of the book of the law is? Talking about Harry Potter legacy again. The last word of the book of the law is line number 75. The ending of the words is the word abrahadabra. Sound familiar? Abrahadabra. It's a little different in Harry Potter. I think it's abracadabra, but it's kind of the same phonetic pronunciation. You get the idea? That's where that word comes from. Abrahadabra. And it is the last word in the book of the law. Now, here is the thing. The study of this book is forbidden. It is wise to destroy this copy after the first reading. Well, now it's archived on the internet. I don't know what you're going to do about that one. Whosoever disregards this does so at his own risk and peril. You're breaking your own free will. These are most dire. This is what I'm talking about, how laws have to follow some type of universal rules, whereas apparently the humans on this planet don't think they have to. Those who discuss the contents of this book are to be shunned by all centers of pestilence. All questions of the law are to be decided only by appeal to my writings, each for itself. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt. And that, if you listen to that, that is disregarding all the 10 Commandments and the teachings of Jesus Christ and God, or whatever religious pantheon you follow. You cannot do what thou wilt. You cannot grab a 3-year-old child and have your way with them and then harvest adrenochrome. Okay? Love is the law. Love under will. That is a total... see how they are attacking the word love? That is not the quote that you think. Oh yeah, love is great. It's universal. No, love under will. This is where it gets subverted by Luciferian doctrine. Love under will. So, we're going to have to do another video on the book of the law. So back to the Lesser Key of Solomon. Yeah, that is the book in his right hand. Aleister Crowley channeled the book of the law in the Great Pyramid in the Great Pyramid. That was another blasphemous thing he did against the civilization of Atlantis. I honestly believe that Aleister Crowley was a reptilian shapeshifter brought here to bring modern humans into the age of neo-occultism, which he did. I got a lot of the books right behind me from the early 1900s that prove that. Madame Blavatsky, the Kabbalah, a whole bunch of other things. And there was a revival of occultism in the early 1900s, leading up to World War I. His office is to teach all arts and sciences unto any. Yeah, what kind of arts and sciences? They teach art and science. Evil cannot create new things. It can only mimic, mock, and destroy. We see that with the woke destroying everything they get their hands on. including Harry Potter, unto any until declare the secret counsel of anyone. The secret counsel, that is the Illuminati. For he knoweth the thoughts of all men and women, and can change them at his will, making people violate their own free will. He can cause love and show the similitude of any person, and show by the same by a vision, let them be in what part of the world they will. He governeth 36 legions of spirits, and this is his seal, which wear thou. And his seal is actually up here, number 7-1. This is the seal of Dandelion right here, with the serpent-looking wings on them. So, there goes your little history of Aleister Crowley, the alien gray lamb, and what it actually is. It is an alien gray archon from the Lesser Key of Solomon. And at the end of the day, I don't understand why you're attacking J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter when it would have been a more powerful tool to indoctrinate children into the occult. I'm not telling you how to run your agendas because obviously, you saw my comment from earlier. I said these people don't have enough intelligence to pull this off. Yeah, right here. Because the deep state doesn't realize there's people like me out there that actually have read all your occult teachings and know what they are. Everything from the origin of the modern alien gray lamb to the word abrahadabra that I got George Soros using on video. And, yeah. What do you guys think? Do we need another Aleister Crowley live stream? I don't have to cover the trans aspect, obviously. Has nothing to do about LGBTQ rights anyway. Nothing. No, I think the Illuminati are having a dilemma, and it's been going on for thousands of years, but too bad for them. This is what happens when you're a parasite set out to destroy civilization. Not destroy civilizations, allow them to live and feed off the negative energy you create, which is losh feeding. They want to feed off losh, but they can't do it unless the organism, I believe, has a soul, which they are not in control of. Why do you think Joe Biden, when he was running for president, he was trying to win the quote unquote soul of the nation? Yeah, I saw right through that bullshit metaphor. This is why they are destroying Christianity while promoting paganism, but the idiots had to attack J.K. Rowling for whatever. Yeah. You want to follow these people into the dawn of a new day? Yeah, please. And that's probably all I should rant about that. Yeah, this is where lamb comes from. It was a metaphor for the alien gray archons. These entities are real. They can be summoned in occult ritual. In fact, you can summon them. The invocation's in here. I could read it. Doesn't mean an alien gray archon's going to appear. There's other things you have to do. Like I said, demons are a bunch of drama queens. All this stuff you got to do for a ritual to get them to appear. I just ain't got the time for it. Are you kidding me? You got to do the lesser banishing of the pentagram, not eat meat for 24 hours, do a cleansing ritual, burn incense, do drugs, drink wine, do this incantation, do it on a black and white checkered floor. Meanwhile, me and my Christian brethren are just invoking the name of Jesus anytime we need help. Jesus doesn't come down and say, "Oh, you didn't cleanse the area you're in. I can't manifest right now." And at the end of the day, to do any of this, you have to violate your own free will, which they tell you right from the get-go. Go try to become a Freemason. They're going to tell you right at the beginning that doing so, you do under your own free will. The devil cannot come in your house unless he is invited. And here goes something else I'm going to end the video with. All the reptilian symbolism. Look right here in the incantation. The heart girt with a serpent. Yeah. Nothing reptilian to see here, though. Technically, you can call the alien great archons serpents, if you want. They have serpentine type skin, right? But and if you look, going back to yeah, you know what? That's kind of off to the land. I don't want to go off tangent here, but and every spell and scourge of God. I covered the word scourge in the last live stream I did about Wicca. What the scourge is, it's bloodletting. So that line right there in the invocation is saying the scourge of God may be obedient upon me. Desecration of God and controlling the elements. Crowley calls it imposing your will on Mother Nature herself. Mother Nature is always going to take a feminine connotation. That's just how it works. Or Gaia, that's right here. Yeah, this is the actual incantation. Then you got to do some other things with the symbols of the Archon you're invoking and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. Yeah. And this is where alien gray Archons become. And do you want to know the side effect of becoming possessed by an alien gray Archon? The reptilian anomaly known as liquid crystal polarization, in which I show on my channel. So maybe we need to have a live stream about liquid crystal polarization and what causes these anomalies, specifically the alien grays that cause this anomaly, the Archons. How about we try to shut down this UFO psyop before it even starts? Because I can. Secondly, a lot of people are calling out, I'm not saying they're deep state shills, but there's a few people on here on Rumble. I'm not going to say. Remember, Rumble shut down my live stream about Pizzagate. I wonder why. And now Dan's talking about the UFO phenomenon, and everyone in the comments is like, dude, why are you pushing this fake BS psyop from the deep state and talking about the things that really matter, like in Ohio, what's going on in Ukraine, the border, the corruption being exposed around the Bidens? No, you're talking about UFOs. And I just explained to you in less than maybe 10 minutes on what the origin of these alien grays are. So, whatever. I don't get paid to push deep state psyops. Maybe if the deep state wasn't so cheap, no, I wouldn't take money to push their agendas. I couldn't do it. If my heart is not in something, I can't do it. I don't care how much money they promise to pay me. And one thing I've already learned, the sad reality of being a human like me is you are never going to become wealthy unless you push the Luciferian agenda, which I can't do. Because I don't want to spend eternity in boiling hot excrement in the lake of fire. Because I was pushing an agenda, or I was just taking orders, or I engaged in global genocide, or whatever. Two, I'd stay away from people pushing this agenda. Yeah, I'm not telling other people what to do on their platforms, but you're getting called out by your own subs. I'm just saying. Read the comments. How about the train wreck in Ohio? Screw the aliens. This is a bigger threat. Yeah, and all this stuff coming out about the Bidens. Why did they hide Joe Biden at the Super Bowl yesterday? Typically, every president goes on Fox News for the Super Bowl. Fox was going to book him, and they wouldn't let him do it. You got leader of the free world that can't even go on TV live in front of his own people. And you are the people that are going to make contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. Yeah. I don't know what I'm more scared of. Please. Uh, no, I'm going through the comments. Everyone's saying it. Diversion. Talk about Ohio. Why are you pushing these BS psyops? It's not even a psyop. This is look. The alien greys are real. The Archons are real. You could download the Lesser Key of Solomon is not hard to find. Just do a Google search. Just search Lesser Key of Solomon PDF. You'll find a hard time finding any good information on Donald Trump. However, Google has no problem directing you to occult text. And at the end of the day, I don't know why you're breaking, pun intended, J.K. Rowling's balls. And she would have had a bigger use to the New World Order promoting the satanic and witchcraft agenda. Like I said, these people don't even know what the hell they're doing. But that's what happens when you become Archon possessed. So if you can support the channel, I promise I will not invoke demons whenever I need weed or something like that. That's not a good... I'm not going to fall out of grace convorting with demons, okay? Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. And I'm not joking. I could shut down this whole psyop before it even starts. So maybe I should do that tonight. I'll show you where the little alien greys come from, how to invoke them, who Lamb is, and some more on the Book of the Law and what that actually is. And yeah, that's all for my rant. Any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.